Calling the meeting of the Downtown Revitalization Committee together at 5 p.m. Wednesday, the 19th of calling order, and the regular attendees are here.
The sheet has gone around. If anyone else comes in, we'll just want to make sure we get them on the sheet.
And our first agenda item is yours.
Yep. So we have Sylvie Piquette from the Main Downtown Center, who's going to come and speak to you all, give you a presentation and go over some different aspects of the Main Street program or the affiliate program, which is what they handle at the state level. And ultimately, hopefully, we will be part of that and advance to the national level. So she's going to help us get the ball rolling officially with that. So this piece that she's going to help us with is going to be in conjunction with the visioning, updating the vision and updating the 2000 plan. So what she asked that you all do prior to that meeting is to review these 4 videos. They're 7 minutes each. And then as a group, come up with some projects or initiatives that you want to tackle under each of the 4. So I don't know if you'll get to all 4 of them today, but I've got them queued up. So a 7-minute video and then some discussion, and hopefully identify some goals, some projects that she can help us put together a work plan as a result of that meeting in January.
Why don't we start with 1?
All right. I'm going to share my screen. Hi, come right in, Betty. I'm just going to note on the attendance sheet that Betty is here. There's sheets for you right there. So this is, the first one is advocacy and policy.
Betty.
You can see right there, obviously.
Say again.
Advocacy and policy is this first topic.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Wallace, Director of Strategic Projects and Design Services at Main Street America. The Main Street approach offers a practical, adaptable framework for commercial district transformation through community-based revitalization initiatives that are easily tailored to local conditions. The Main Street approach helps communities get started with revitalization and then grows with them as they adapt over time. The 4 points are a framework for addressing and considering the essential components of a thriving commercial district. While each point is important individually, the most successful Main Street communities are those that have a balanced approach to the 4 points, with each receiving an equal amount of attention to realize the unified community vision. This video will explore design in more detail to provide you with an introduction to how it's relevant and applicable to your downtowns and neighborhood commercial districts. Design supports a community's transformation by enhancing the physical and visual assets that set the commercial district apart. Further, design creates an inviting, inclusive atmosphere, celebrates historic character and culture, and fosters accessible, people-centered public spaces. I'll start with some overarching concepts of design, then focus on the day-to-day and advocacy and policy considerations Main Street directors need to keep at the top of mind regarding design in their districts. Design covers far more than just historic buildings, though of course the built environment is key to the economic, environmental, and social sustainability of a commercial district. Design certainly focuses on buildings and historic preservation, specifically historic building maintenance and repair, architectural assistance, and design regulation and review. This point also focuses on the broader physical environment of the district, including signage and wayfinding, public spaces, streetscapes, parks or natural amenities, and infrastructure. We'll examine the day-to-day consideration of these in a moment. But as a final note on the overall point, design is about making sure everyone in your community can access the physical spaces in your district and has a say in how it is used. It's about protecting historic properties and celebrating culture while allowing new compatible development. It's about adapting physical space for people to engage with safely, connecting local building owners with resources, experts, and tools, connecting with small-scale developers on best practices for commercial district real estate and property development. It's about building partnerships with other leaders working on your district, like your state historic preservation offices, local preservation commissions, university departments, and departments of public works, transportation, zoning, parks and recreation, and more. Now on to day-to-day considerations. So Main Street leaders don't need to be professional design experts, architects, or preservationists to be knowledgeable about the point of design, but basic understanding of several key concepts can help local leaders to provide solutions and resources and to advocate for best practices. Directors should know whether their district is listed in the local, state, or national registers of historic places. And beyond that, local leaders should be familiar with what those levels of designation mean for the built environment. For example, National Register listing opens up federal funding possibilities, as well as storytelling opportunities about the history and the culture of the district. And for another example, local register listing could mean architectural review, whereas listing in the National Register does not unless a project is receiving federal funding. Storefront guidelines and facade glossary. So directors do not need to be experts in architectural terminology or design, but having a basic understanding and cheat sheets at the office of elements of a facade and best practices for storefronts is key to communication with business owners and to the local preservation commission if you have one. Signage and wayfinding. These are key to the experience residents and visitors have in your district. They create visual cohesion, but they also make stores, parks, and amenities more accessible. Also key is that wayfinding systems can be expensive, so local leaders and communities without those systems should first seek ways to iterate and be creative with signage so that they can test approaches before spending a lot of money. Alleys and rear entrances. Don't forget about these when you're thinking of the district's physical environment. Alleys can be activated public spaces and connectors in the district, and rear entrances are often the more physically accessible entrances for people using wheelchairs or strollers, so make sure there's clear signage indicating that. They're also critical during times of construction, and so present the need for visual interest and guiding signage. Public art is critical to the overall feel and design of the district and offers opportunities for local job creation for artists, community engagement opportunities like paint by number murals, and they can be iterative or semi-permanent. Streetscapes. As placemaking pioneers at the Project for Public Spaces have said time and time again, streets are places. It's critical that the Main Street leaders consider the various elements of streetscapes that affect the health and safety of your community, like road diets, bike lanes, and multimodal infrastructure, traffic calming, and audio and visual crosswalk cues, and more. Local leaders know this well. Parking is always a top issue for community members, but Main Street directors must consider the value of a parking space versus the value of what it takes away. Leaders can help demonstrate reality versus perception through parking studies and testing parklet activation. Public improvements in infrastructure. These are perhaps the less exciting and sometimes even less visual aspects, but they provide opportunities for cohesive branding of the district and creative installations of basic infrastructure. We've already established that Main Street leaders don't need to be design professionals to be effective, and this is true even with design advocacy and policy. Since many of the projects and initiatives that affect a district's quality design are actually planned and implemented by other departments or entities, Main Street leaders need to be aware of specific concepts and topics so they can collaborate for a seat at the decision-making table. Historic buildings, sidewalk configurations, under-maintained plantings, and ground materials like bricks and cobblestones often make stores and public spaces in Main Street districts inaccessible for people with disabilities. While Main Street directors need not be experts in adaptive design, they can play a role in advocating for more accessible design solutions, from directional signage to sidewalk maintenance to accessible entrances to fully constructed ramps. If you've been with Main Street long enough, you've probably heard the oft-quoted, "The greenest building is the one that is already built." And indeed, the environmental benefits of older and historic buildings and walkable districts have been and still are demonstrated through various research outputs. In addition, road diets, infrastructure, and green spaces all present additional opportunities for Main Streets to be more environmentally sustainable. You don't need to be a contractor to encourage building owners to maintain and repair their properties, because deferred maintenance leads to a loss of improvement value. It also leads to the need for usually costly and large-scale improvements. In addition, building condition affects perceptions of business quality. If your district doesn't have design guidelines that cover your district's built environment, you should advocate for and be involved in the creation of these. While they can be used to regulate construction scopes of work, they can also help with advocating against teardowns and for compatible infill, providing guidance and potentially incentives for buildings and business owners on best practices, but also tiered solutions for consistent maintenance. They can help with incorporating energy efficiency standards and guidance for existing and new construction. Main Street directors should be a part of conversations regarding building teardowns. In order to do that, it is important to have a basic understanding of incentives and policy tools that can help support preservation efforts or encourage property owners to take care of their properties. Examples include design guidelines, minimum maintenance ordinances, financial incentives for maintenance issues or code compliance, flexibility in zoning regulations if a building owner invests in capital improvements, or demolition by neglect ordinances. Similarly, Main Street leaders should be advocates for compatible infill. When a new building is planned for a lot in the district, Main Street leaders should get involved in conversations about the building's design, its massing, height, and energy efficiency requirements. So zoning regulates the types of land uses and the form of development allowed within a defined area. This is often run through the city's planning department and is an active element of your district, physically shaping downtown. So how do we pay for this? How do we get this done? In our existing design-focused guides and in our Getting Started guide that will supplement this video, we will explore specific agencies, organizations, funds, and tools that exist to support the accomplishment of the work I've described so far. While the point of design can be thought of and addressed as we've discussed in this video, there are plenty of ways that it interacts with the other 3 points. Each point is essential, but the 4 points work best when they're used in relationship and tandem to one another. For example, design can play an important role in economic vitality by creating place factors or physical improvements that support an entrepreneurial ecosystem. In terms of organization, design can create excellent opportunities for partnerships or volunteer pools. While for promotions, design can contribute unique assets that set the district apart and tell a story about its culture. Now that you have a foundational understanding of design, you may be wondering where to start in this approach. While there's a lot that can be done, here are 3 simple next steps you can undertake to get started in addressing design in your Main Street. First, build relationships with your local leaders in charge of the district's built environment and with your State Historic Preservation Office. Second, create a baseline physical environment survey of your district, documenting existing conditions and needs for building maintenance and repair, accessibility, streetscapes, and public spaces and infrastructure. And third, compile a library of design-focused tools, resources, and best practices that you can easily share with your district stakeholders, making you the hub and connector for design-related questions. If you're interested in learning more about the Main Street approach, be sure to check out the other videos in our Main Street Foundation series to learn more about how each of the 4 points contributes to creating and supporting a thriving downtown or neighborhood commercial district. You can also visit our website at mainstreet.org to find more resources, access additional tools, and learn about our membership and grant opportunities. There, you can reach out to our program services or to the Main Street America Institute for greater engagement with the Main Street approach.
Some ideas?
There's a sheet here that just. Station. You just. So, can you identify?
Work had. You have talked about this since we started up late spring, early summer, doing a survey, a baseline survey of signage, ADA accessibility. There's a whole long list, but and that's one of her next steps. I think a baseline survey would be a great idea. I also think that a baseline survey could also include maintenance needs and repair needs, and there's just she listed them all. It was great. I think if it's in tandem with the town council guidelines, from signage to facade to yeah.
Design guidelines that incorporate different aesthetic elements. Okay.
I'm not the only one here.
You're doing great.
We wouldn't interrupt a good speaker.
That's good. Not ever.
Is there anything we're doing now that we can kind of build into this to take credit for?
Say what, say what?
Is there anything we're doing now or are talking about doing other than doing this, the baseline physical survey, that we can take credit for?
This committee.
This committee, the town in general, businesses, anything along those lines that's already, the wheels are in motion and we can say, yes, this is something we're. And I don't know the answer. I'm just,
Well, we've picked up on two very important holidays and are actively and have done, we have done for Halloween and will do for the season. I think we need to take credit for that. We have begun an effort to contribute to, we're not the only ones who are attempting to beautify and make downtown more welcoming and livable. And livability is very important.
Mhm.
That includes accessibility and other things that we haven't touched yet, but livability, if there weren't 4 benches there before, there are now. We're contributing to the beautification and livability of downtown. Welcoming, better word.
I think street furniture, landscaping,
plantings.
yep, that could be something that could fall within these design guidelines.
Your stalks, our corn stalks have just seasonal beautification. They're up right now.
As far as the design guidelines, I just want to make an observation. The 2000 plan, the vision, includes a statement that downtown will have white buildings with black shutters somewhere in there, which is not in keeping with what's there now. So I'll be curious to see what comes out of the next visioning process, because maybe the community is going to say, yeah, we're trying to work in that direction, in which case we should create some standards. And if not, what does that look like? Are you trying to look like an old Western town? Are you trying to look like, Carnival honky tonk? Like, I'm obviously
Not,
aren't things necessarily that you would pick, Victorian or whatever that is, because you're going to base your guidelines dependent on the vision.
I think we got to work with what we have. And some things have happened without a set of guidelines. You weren't told you couldn't hang a neon sign over the sidewalks. So someone did, that's not here anymore, but there's no guidelines. So we have to start. And I think the best way to start or rework those guidelines is with what's there. And, and let me back up and say, contributed strongly to the 2024 comp plan. And we did discuss guidelines and they did not make it into the comp plan. FYI. And they've come up again in the comp plan implementation committee, and they're coming up again here. They're important. And I think our best approach would be working with what's out there now and what works for Winthrop today. Because imposing white buildings and black shutters would require a huge investment by every property renter and property owner that isn't already white and black, right?
Unless you structure those guidelines around, if you're building a new building, follow these guidelines. If you're going to renovate your building, you're going to need to follow these guidelines. So it would give kind of a fill in. If you're new to town, this is the standard you've got to follow. Everyone here doesn't need to do it now, but at some point, as they make improvements, physical improvements, and they spend over X amount of dollars to improve their building, they're going to need to figure out how to incorporate
Good-
guidelines for.
Good suggestion. Working with what we've got, you trickle in or you grandfather in through new building and or renovation. That's a great solution too. Does it apply to every building or do we leave brick brown? Do we leave, brick needs to be considered independently?
Right.
Right? So we're already starting about the, your question was, what are we doing that we can start publishing?
Yes.
I tried to name a couple. Can you think of anything else that we've done that? And you were headed towards location about promotion?
No, just about when Sylvie comes in and talks to us and says, what are your ideas for design? We can say, as part of the design process, we want to incorporate more of the visual aspects for green space downtown. And to do that, right now, or open spaces, to do that now, we're putting additional benches. We've got a planting program throughout these different, so again, taking credit for something we're already doing, check the box, let's see how we can expand on that program or improve upon it. But then we can, so that's already in motion, then we can focus on the other new initiatives that we want to put forward.
Where we are, where are we going?
Yeah.
Where are we? Where are we going? I think that making that all quite clear, to everyone, where we are. Because I don't think everyone probably sees where we are is the same. So where are we that we can move forward? And once we get here, what do we want? And how could it be done? Because the money's always the big thing.
I know we're talking about downtown. When we talk about downtown, it's a side street,
Point.
right?
I think we're kind of talking downtown to me. Let's be careful because we have talked about Winthrop having two retail districts. 2010 comp plan, 2024 comp plan, two retail districts, top of the hill and downtown. And then there's outliers, but downtown. So I just wanted, that's the two comp plans have used that phraseology. So downtown could be from Old Western Avenue or 133 down by Winthrop Fuel, or it could be from Bowdoin. Like somewhere in that neighborhood, you can include everything kids and the gas station, or you can come from Bowdoin to Green or Hanson downtown.
Is that all zoned downtown?
I'm sorry,
Is that all zoned?
Village
Village.
currently.
Yeah, that is Village. Yeah.
Okay, so those side streets are village as well as.
They're all, some of those are residential.
Residential uses, but zoned village. And there's been discussion at the planning board, at this committee about having two separate districts downtown. So there's village, the more residential component, and then more the urban core, the
So
downtown, the
we
main
should
street.
Concentrate on the village. We're not gonna get any, not gonna get much money or probably help from the side streets. I mean, I would like to think we would. We could try, but if it's not zoned the same, should it be treated the same?
Well, the 2000 plan identifies, is it green to Bowdoin?
Yeah.
So that's part of what we can talk to Sylvia about. And, you know, maybe part of an updated visioning process is what is the downtown?
Yeah.
Because you can't leave it open-ended. You want it to be an area that you're going to achieve some things. So I think that might be a good part of the discussion is that's where it is contained currently, just on Main Street,
where
but
is
do you want to expand it? You know, how does that look and what are the implications?
See,
If it was green to Bowdoin in the 2000 downtown plan. So we did not identify downtown in the comp plan, and neither did you. We identified two retail districts. Two retail districts, up on the hill and downtown, never identifying, you know, because there's retail beyond Bowdoin, and there's potential to be said to move downtown to a little bit further down Main Street towards Old Western or 133, whatever you want to call it, towards where Winthrop Fuel is across the railroad tracks.
Mhm.
There's a bank, there's everything kids, there's a gas station, there's a pizza house, there's churches, you know, there's plenty beyond that. So there's also our library to consider on Bowdoin and our post office that borders around on. So I think, I mean, back to Penny's concern about our side streets, and that embraces sidewalks in our brains. We'd start thinking about sidewalks.
Walkability.
Walkability is livability. And so another part of our design and talked with her is, let's talk about what do we include? And I think it's a great focus is on Main Street, but we need to not exclude conversation about this.
So the budget process will be starting up after the new year, and part of that is the capital improvement plan. So the public works director, and I'm not sure exactly what stage he's at, but he's working on a pavement management program, in which case it helps prioritize what roads are going to be paved, repaired, including sidewalks. It should include sidewalks, we'll see. But I think that would be good for this committee to weigh in on how that's prioritized. You know, if it's streets adjacent to the village and there's sentiment that that's important to address that, say, over, you know, another location, top of the hill or whatever. I think that that would be good to weigh in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's very important to the town council when they did their overarching review of the comp plan to set their mental priorities. One of theirs is livability.
Mhm.
That's the chosen word that we're kind of using here. And that includes all the things we're talking about, from accessibility to sidewalks, to trails, to recreation. It's a lot, it embraces a lot of things. So
Mhm.
I think I've talked about a couple of things on a priority for us under this area. They were business, so guidelines and a survey. Did anybody come up with, let's get a beautification project? In design, what do we want to do? And let me ask a real strange question. Have we redone the mural that was painted out?
They're going to, that's in the works. Lisa Gillum, she left, and so there's a new art person at the school. And I know Mary and I had a meeting with anxious to do that, but not until the day of caring in May with the students.
And who will contribute to her design?
We have a small committee.
We is who?
Well, right now, it's basically Mary and
You and Mary are representing the historic.
because it faces our building and because there is a thing, the history.
This is not. Should anyone else be involved in this project?
Sharing this process is
And you have a private business. You don't know. You don't know. And that's why I brought it up, because it's really important, because it's a big part of downtown. Do you know what wall we're talking about?
Is it adjacent to the parking lot? Is it 117 Main Street? So you're working with that property owner?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I emailed him earlier today, which I'll tell you about. Yep,
I think,
Jared or Justin.
well,
Justin Mayor.
Penny is involved. She's representing the society. I think our involvement in that process, and I believe that ultimately, since we don't have guidelines, right? But we'd want to be involved in what ultimately gets designed, yes?
Doesn't,
I'm sorry?
who doesn't have guidelines? We don't have.
We don't have design guidelines. We don't have maintenance guidelines. We don't have a survey. We don't have, we don't have. Yes, us and or the town, right?
Well, I think we should get it. We should have ours. And then.
Betty, why don't you move this way? Why don't you
a chair.
move, but come around this way?
I'm good, but we'll bring Betty over here.
There you go.
See up here. It's
I
just-
tried moving over here and then it moved,
And my new.
They working good.
Crazy.
You knew that?
I have a suggestion for this list is, they talked about Pocket Park. And we looked at between the post office and the municipal parking lot. And if you look at the 2000 plan, there was a design that included parking out behind, at that time, I think it was 48 Main Street. It's where Subway is, but that did not happen. So the elements of that were aesthetically pleasing, the landscaping didn't happen because we didn't purchase the land. So looking at some improvements in the parking lot might be desirable.
You know, there is a bench there.
There's several benches, yeah.
We have our 4,
Mhm,
and there's a bench in that grassy area where there's a couple of trees,
mhm.
and the tree we're going to light is there, but there is a bench sitting there, not facing the post office. It's facing the beautiful parking lot. But yes, a pocket park would be wonderful right there, making
Are you
it,
talking the same location? I think she's talking out about behind Subway in the parking lot, but
Well,
between Subway and,
that where,
is a
because we're in
parking lot.
2000,
Yeah.
yeah, that's where they identified it in 2000, they were going to make it. Because the
And-
town owned that building at the time. So it didn't happen. The town sold the building and the land. So I feel like there could be improvements in the actual parking lot.
So be careful, because that is parking, the new housing above Subway.
but Brandon, the developer, also said he would be willing to talk to the town and work with the town to help improve that area, especially if there was going to be a trail that went through.
Two areas.
Yeah, so I'm talking about the actual municipal parking lot where the trunk or treat was.
Oh,
Brandon did say he would be interested in participating in having like a sitting area, and the town's talked about using TIF money to do a river walk that has been also in your different planning documents since 2000, maybe before. So there are two different areas. They both could use some improvements. One's privately owned, but that parking lot is a focal point, and it could be, event related. And I'm meeting on Friday with some folks to talk about farmers market, and, we have to pick a location. And so just a thought that, alternatively, you could sell it and get infill development and have more of that downtown feel. But just, I think it's a space that's important, and it should be allocated in a more positive way.
So added to that list is involvement with the mural and
Mhm.
pocket parks. It's 2 beautification things. Pocket parks, mini parks. Instead of Mini Coopers, mini parks.
Easy.
My car.
they referenced historic properties and historic significance several times. Do we know if we have any properties in Winthrop on the National Register?
We do. We have
Yeah.
about 14. Yeah.
Okay.
there's about- And they're identified. I think everything we have been able to or could of submit and has been approved. I don't know that are we still looking at others?
Are they all listed in the comp plan?
That would be a no, if you would know if we were.
Right. Not necessarily.
So
Okay.
I think the library is, and several others. So
Okay.
yes, the ones that can be, have been, and there is a list.
Is it in the comprehensive plan? Okay. Okay. So there's a lot on that topic that you'll want to,
You know,
That's good.
how many groups, it seems like an outsider looking in, we have our group, this one has their group, this one has their, group. No one knows what anyone else is doing. This one's done it for 10 years, they're not giving it up. I think you gotta meet these people head on nicely in Minnesota and find out what they're doing, what they want to get rid of, what they'd like help with. Because until that becomes, I think, a whole cohesive group, we're gonna be splitting this place all crazy. I really believe so. We're gonna put a stocking downtown, someone else is gonna put Santa Claus.
yeah.
It's gotta be together.
But
What's-
Dawn is working on that.
I am working on that, but I don't know if I've identified all of them yet, because things still come up that I'm like. So, but yeah, we're trying to coordinate that with the chamber. I was just talking today to the woman about the, veterans flags, which is part of the Legion. Yeah, so I've been reaching out to any number of different groups that are involved, and ultimately, it's the town who has jurisdiction over the right of way. So most entities go to the town council to ask for permission. I asked Anthony, but I'm unclear yet on if that permission is granted in perpetuity, if it's year by year, they have to come back. I know when you all did the flowers, did you have to come back or did they just grant you approval?
I know.
They did, because I was there, yep, and they did for the flags.
Honest, that started that.
The wooden flowers? The wooden, you're talking about
Oh,
the wooden-
those flowers. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
she did yes, the garden club. Deb Sherman did go to the town council.
But is it in perpetuity forever or
Yeah,
just for a
yeah.
season?
That's a really good question, and I asked her at the meeting, and
I kind of guess it's approved and no one says.
So I put the question to Anthony, and that may be something to have the council discuss. And if it's on an agenda, that we would go and participate in that.
right now we have veteran, and we have the boards that the kids made. So you already got 3 for sure. Now, what is there?
Yeah, it can get cluttered.
Because I've been saying lately. A used car lot.
Main
Flagpoles.
Street,
Yeah.
Don't take something out.
With all the variety, you know.
Putting up snowflakes and lights.
Yeah.
And something's got to give. Well, the flags are coming down.
They are.
I saw some of them come down. I didn't see all of them come down. We need to, on our next item, to talk about who's going to take down the stalks.
Who actually put them up? 3 of
Are
us.
you- I don't mind
Pick
taking.
them up, who repaired them? Who repaired them? And we need to get them down.
Yeah.
I'm willing to do it the Monday after Thanksgiving.
And if we need a place to just put them for a little bit, there's that little parking space next to the History Center. I will give us permission to put them there until.
Homecoming's already come and gone, right? They don't
Oh,
do
yeah.
bonfires. Does
No,
anyone
but there-
do?
Yeah, well, there's the day parade and then there'll be.
They do fire associated with that, do you know?
No.
Well, we also, when are the lights, the snowflakes going up?
I talked to Nicole about that. If she wanted to come. But she was unable, I guess, so I didn't know if she was gonna jump on via Zoom. She would like some assistance with, the decorations that they do have, ideas. She doesn't want to be the only one, not necessarily putting them up, but deciding what looks good. So I told her I'd ask if there were some people who are interested in that. Kevin is waiting, the public works sector is waiting on the lights to be available because apparently she has them stored. So I told her I'd reach out to her after our meeting and maybe set up a separate meeting where we could talk about that, get them the lights to Kevin.
They have to come down earlier so Kevin can get Christmas lights up. And I don't know when he does that. I know he does that.
I'm sorry, that's what I'm talking about, the
Right.
Christmas lights. Yeah.
And so if the stocks need to come down sooner than after the Thanksgiving weekend, I can take them down Monday or Tuesday next week. I'm having eye surgery Tuesday afternoon. I'm out of commission until Monday. So I could do them Monday.
Jesus.
They're on trees and on poles.
Yeah.
They'll fit in any single.
one with explode.
I can do them.
On fire at Brentford.
Too
That's a
much.
kind.
We're on the same page, though. Yes.
Are you referring to Nicole?
No,
No, which Nicole are you?
am I confusing myself? At the mug.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Nick-
Nicole.
Nicole Thomas, okay, yes. Lady Marmot, yes. So she has, lights and she had some
Okay.
reindeer.
Brent's gonna take them down this weekend. There's no conflict issue.
Okay.
I can't imagine them needing to do those lights before Christmas. You want me to come help?
I got it. Yep.
If there's,
Thank you, though.
there are now literally 3 twine or some, so bring
Yep.
healthy, don't bring just a pair of kitchen scissors. Twine off.
Okay.
There's 2 bundles of stalks on each instance. There's 7 of them, but the woman who owned second time around left her stalks up. I rewrited them, so there's 8 of them. There should be 8 of
So
them.
I can take hers too, though. Okay. Is there, yeah, okay.
Yes,
Good.
I don't think she'll mind that you take hers.
Okay.
Is there anything that, these, I don't know, these people that own the different businesses here, that's given to them by anybody that says, gee, you can put this up, but you can't put that up, and you can put this up to this date, and that up to, until you do that, I think you could have the craziest looking place you ever wanted.
Well, that's the town, you can blame the town council for all of that.
I'm not blaming anyone.
I'm not, I'm kidding. I'm absolutely kidding. But if a ci- citizen group comes forward and wants to put something up, they really don't want to say no if it doesn't cost us
I'm
anything.
talking about individual businesses that might want to leave theirs up. Because do they get anything when they come into town that says, gee, this is, welcome to town, this is what we do, this is what you can do, this is what you can't do?
No.
No.
No, and that's why I keep saying it's very important for us to develop some guidelines,
Right.
design guidelines.
So when the group first met a year ago, there was discussion about going to the town council and having the council designate this group as the one that would oversee all of the events and the decorations, and so there was a hub. And that didn't happen for any number of reasons, but I think that's where I'm thinking we go back to is talk to the council and say, hey, in the right of way, you know, can this group be the one that permission is asked as opposed to the
I
council?
don't think you'll get any place.
So that the chamber needs to come to us. So that Mug and Brush needs to come to us.
Correct.
So that
That's the idea.
the Historical Society needs to come to us, that the Grange needs to come to us, that
Everybody.
Yeah.
everybody needs to
So it
come.
would
You
be
could
the
keep a
council
calendar to see what's going up and
doing
coming
that.
down when.
Council would be telling them that, correct?
Because we are
The idea.
we are an adjunct of the town council.
Yes.
We are authorized to work, we are also appointed and authorized, at least the 2 of us are.
Well, that's
We're
good.
sworn in to do the town's business in reference to rules and regulations.
Go easy, we want to keep.
Ask them to
going.
delegate that.
That makes sense. New year.
I'll continue to talk to Anthony and see, is there any reason we shouldn't move forward with that and get on their agenda?
I think that's step one. Again, back to step one. We should have done that before, probably.
We need a plan
Yep.
with discussion. With,
Forthcoming.
yeah, that's unified, totally unified.
I agree.
Otherwise, it looks like,
And I think what
is
we
that a bad
present,
word?
what we present to town is probably, the town council is probably a 1-page that describes that responsibility.
And again, with that, we still need to identify what's downtown. Where it begins, where it ends.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we gotta know what.
Right.
And that's funny, because then that makes you want to go longer and wider.
You can start here and go there.
Once, we can
Yeah.
begin with what we have downtown.
I'm happy
We
with
all good
Bowden to
that?
Green. I don't, that to me is downtown, but I also want to be very respectful of those businesses that eliminates. They're just a few feet beyond Bowden, right? So I think going a little further down Main Street is not a bad idea.
And it's Main Street.
Yeah.
I think it's
Exactly.
133 to Green, and then everything else is the other retail district, not downtown.
Like Union Street where Nicole is at is.
Oh, it is. It is. So if we're going from 133 Old Western Avenue to Green or Hanson, take your pick out
Yeah.
of here.
And then how far?
And,
wide?
and associated side street businesses. Be careful. I I would be very reluctant to start.
Yeah.
Homeowners,
Vision. It's on a street.
I think businesses on the side
Well,
street.
you're gonna have to fit a definition, everybody under this definition.
It's,
You're right, you might have a, God knows.
it's one thing to be building guidelines. Businesses, another residential.
I hear what you're saying, but I think if,
First go round, let's just go. You know, maybe, let's, small steps.
and just hear me out, all I'm thinking is if you've got those guidelines developed, if you've got a residential property in the downtown district
There.
zone, and ultimately someone wants to buy that space to create a business because the other ones are thriving, you want those guidelines to apply to that business.
And you're right, there are residents on that main street right now. There are residences
Mhm.
in that.
Yeah.
You're right. I stand down. We gotta include them, but
I think a demolition delay ordinance might be in order, where if someone's going to demolish a building, say on Main Street, you designate a particular area, that there's a waiting period and it's noticed to the public. In Old Orchard, there was a beautiful inn that's there now, but it was going to be demolished for parking. And we managed to get the word out and someone stepped up, purchased the building, rehabbed the whole thing. It's beautiful. But buying that little extra time, and sometimes it doesn't work. No one steps up and then the building comes down, but at least buying that extra time, I could put something together, see if you would endorse it.
yeah. I suggest that we continue this conversation in December and move on to our next agenda item, as it is 2:52.
So we do have to watch all four of these for the second meeting in January. We just want to make sure that maybe the next meeting we try to do two.
We don't have any more planning in December. We can focus on those in December. We've got 15 minutes or so to focus on what we're doing in the next 2 weeks
And can people watch them?
at home alone.
and
Yes,
then
you
Come in
can.
and just be prepared to discuss them so that we can save that extra watch time?
But like for today's agenda, the links are in the agenda. So if you go
Yeah, I
online,
started-
yeah, yeah. So that's design.
Did everybody understand that? The links for those videos are in this agenda that she emailed us.
Mhm.
We can watch, why don't we try and watch all of us? Let's do a homework assignment, 7 minutes. Let's try to watch economic vitality. Make sense? You're eating dinner.
Oh,
Thomas,
She's Evan Thomas's
his
wife.
wife. There was confusion on who we
Yeah,
were
I
talking about.
confused
There's
that.
not. It's the same person.
No,
No.
she does.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mhm.
So regarding the tree lighting, my understanding is that the chamber does not have lights. They sent out letters, and I asked Nicole if she could send me a sample of the letter asking for sponsors to decorate light poles at Christmas. So that's a separate piece. I have not approached the local hardware store yet about buying things at cost. We do have some money that's been set aside at, that we obtained at the time around Halloween. But I'm talking about tree lights right now. And the changing color ones. So that's in progress. But,
In progress, meaning we need the lights by next week.
yeah, and have, the Public Works Department.
Look
put-
in your attic, I bet you.
not-
have some.
Do you need my credit card to do that?
You can
You,
get the town credit.
why would you do that? I don't know. Will they give us the funds?
Well, we have some money set aside.
That afford them? Will that afford them?
I believe, well, it depends on what the lights are at cost, if we're able to do that. So I'll make that inquiry today.
If not, we're calling Amazon. Dear Amazon.
I just, so in good community, you're relations. Are you going to buy some from and by that?
I didn't look at Paris Farmers yet. I will work on that today.
New manager is,
Okay. Did they sell lights down there?
And the problem is you want to buy the same thing and you gotta have the same thing.
that's true. But we need to be conscious of that because if,
He also has some very
Yeah.
specific requirements and you
Right.
might not find it either. of
Either
those two.
way.
Maybe you can ask for a donation to
Yeah.
go to the lights and then both can contribute and then
I
you can
thought that's
purchase
what
the
we're
lights.
doing.
Yeah. Well, there was a number of different things we talked about, but one that seemed a little bit easier, an easier sell was, because then it doesn't cost them anything. They just give basically whatever, not a
Yeah.
discount, but at their cost, which is a lot less.
Yeah, by the way, would you like to?
Yeah.
I'm feeling stressed about this.
Money goes in this end, lights go in the other.
Hear it? I want them in our possession before Thanksgiving.
and know
Okay.
they're on their way at least.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take care of that and update you.
If you hear me, I'm like,
I
my
do.
heartbeat's just gone up three register points.
Calm girl.
I really would be so disappointed if we didn't do this. It just, we've actually started quietly saying, and then we keep saying, hoping, I've said that in every communication, hoping, I've said two different public forums that we are hoping to have a tree lighting after the parade.
We are having tree
Mhm.
lighting after.
Okay.
today.
All right.
We are.
The History Center has security band.
Okay.
Be coming into the History Center, the kids, right after.
Is he in the parade or?
I believe he is. I think it's Mr. Hit. Again.
Nice.
Yes.
So who will announce the tree lighting?
I talked to Anthony, and he might be one to do it. And unless you wanted to have a counselor specific, or we could ask a counselor to come in addition to. I do not have, but I haven't inquired yet about a microphone and speaker. Seems like that's not gonna be too hard to
I
sell.
thought, thinking about that, it would be wonderful if we had that equipment. And if we didn't, I don't know that the crowd will be that large that it'll be necessary, but we go with or without.
Yes.
If it happens, great. If it doesn't, great. Right?
Okay.
And then you talked about candle lighting.
So I have a call out to the choir in an email to that group. But someone, I think it was one of you two had said, how, do you need help with the bell ringers?
I
Was-
texted you saying, do you want, I don't know.
I don't know who they are, how to find them. I've been Googling and if I didn't write it down, if there was a name to that group, the bell ringers.
Michael Levy.
If you could, yeah, that would be great.
Did you know that?
Priscilla's going to reach out to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael? Yeah. They did.
So Priscilla will handle Michael Levy.
Children.
Coda Chorus is working that day
At 7.
at 7.
I was thinking we were doing this earlier in the day, but my notes said 5. They're going
Yeah.
to be in Gardner at 7, I think.
They contacted you and said
They're coming in the day.
during the day.
Down downtown.
They're not going to come to the parade.
They don't don't normally stay. Yeah, they come after lunch, but before the.
I've seen them in the parade too.
parade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, well, I'm inside. You can, do
They're
whatever.
in the, so you're saying they're not available for a 5 PM event. I'm picking that number, not sure that's when it's going to be, but
Could we pick the time for sure?
the parade is at 3.
Mhm.
The parade is never really longer than an hour. I would say that I would say 4:30 or 5 would be, 5 is probably a little too late, 4:30 is probably a little too early, but people will probably hang around after the parade. Is 4:30 make sense to you?
Yes.
Allowing people to come back from Paris, where they
Right.
end the parade. They come back from Paris to see the tree lighting. So giving the parade an hour approximate. The next good appropriate time frame is 4:30. I'm just,
I know the Coda Choir has come into the center, the History Center, the last 2 Christmas parade days, and they're there between maybe 1 and 2:30, because they go right down Main Street. They go to different places. They come in, are, as we say, warm up usually, which is great.
Why don't I contact them? Let's set a time, 4:30? What, does everybody like that time?
Can someone give me?
I have reached out to them, but if you have a direct connection,
I think you got the same one Penny gave me, gave you.
Caroline, they'll break. So you can reach out to them through their website or phone. So I called and I reached out to through the website. So
Penny gave me a name for. And why don't I try that name and say
was it Caroline? That's who I left a message, and I'm happy for you to do that. I just want to let you know that I did reach out. I haven't heard back yet, but hopefully it's not, the first time that they're hearing it.
yeah, it's Caroline.
Carol.
So since you've already reached out, but maybe another phone call with another message saying 4:30 in front of the post office. As people gather for tree lighting, your singing would be incredible.
That sounds good.
So do you want to leave that other message?
Yep.
And then that's, bell ringers are a possibility. Anthony's a possibility.
Mhm.
Microphone's a possibility. Coda's a possibility. The only other thing I think we talked about were candle lighting the event.
Yeah, I had just talked about luminaries and we're just asking, well, where would they go? And I mean, they're inexpensive. It's just really bags and sand and candles.
Kevin offered you a bunch of,
That's right. He did.
and we could put 25 brown paper bags with luminary, with tea lights in them all around that sidewalk area, just to draw people to that area. And maybe let the luminaries cordon off where Anthony would stand in front of the tree.
So we'll have the supplies and then maybe that day or the day before, what have you, people could get together and say, here's
Set them up. I'll be in town, like I said, working. And there's a part of me that says I'm doing something after the parade that makes me unavailable as well. But I'll do what I can.
Mhm.
What else did we talk about? Hot drinks.
Yep.
I reached out to my favorite drink food truck vendor. And I made a suggestion that he come into Winthrop for the day.
Mhm.
I don't know where we could put him. No one is in charge of that. We could put him in front of Freckle like he goes for every vault weekend.
Riley's.
Put in the-
He
front of
he
Sully.
didn't, all I said, he was reaching out for just general ideas of where to be, and people were made, well, I'll come see you wherever you are any day, right? That kind of response. So I responded saying, here's what Winthrop is doing on the first Saturday of December. I did not get a yes. I got a this. So there's a possibility Riley's could be in town. He would reach back out to me, say, where should I set up? Because
Yeah.
it's not a vault weekend. So being in front of Freckle really isn't.
Well, they got the electricity needed and everything.
Yeah, and they do power themselves with generators.
They do.
They do power. But when they stay overnight, he powers into the store at Freckle, right? So, that's a possibility, but what else had we talked about
We
with?
talked about having hot chocolate by donation, just setting up a table or what have you near where the tree, will be, where the lighting is. That was one of the things I had noted. Also, we have a ton of candy left over from Halloween. I don't know how, I guess some of it probably looks like Halloween candy, but we have candy to use.
I
But
think the kids will mind.
I don't think they'll like it either.
No, I don't think
So candy is quote,
Yeah.
thrown from the floats. Not necessarily
Not supposed
approved
to be.
I was gonna say
approved
that-
behavior.
The chamber, when they sent out information and they said,
No throwing candy.
yeah,
So what they can do is they can have people running alongside the floats, handing candy out. We could set up buckets of candy, but they'll just disappear like that. So you tell us how to get rid of that candy and we'd be happy to do it.
We have any elves that could pass it out? No, I'm not here, but under.
You would make a great
I,
elf.
yeah,
make a great elf.
People tell me that. I look like a Smurf with blue on. So, I mean, I'm not,
Out to the hot chocolate. What about the Boosters Club or somebody from the high school and then engaging PTA or somebody from the high school and then say, you can set up at this location between these times and then they can handle it all.
Yes, that's, yeah. Because Lonnie,
Leadership in it.
yeah,
We have
and the schools participate with floats in the parade,
They
right?
do.
Yeah.
but less than
Yeah.
years ago. It's
Ah.
very, it's just,
Maybe we can rekindle that and
Yes.
they get their community service hours in
Ways they
very
weren't
easy
planned to be.
ways
yeah.
nowadays. Very easy ways.
we can be more
Really?
creative to challenge them.
They are not interested,
Like, yeah,
from what I heard.
historically, yes.
Say it again, when I was head of committee and we
You can't.
developed that, that was on our focus. At all.
Does any,
Being optimistic here for Christ's sake. Sorry. Trying to be. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
sure. Does anyone have a contact, the Boosters Club or the PTA? I can talk to the superintendent's office, but if someone knows who the go-getter is offhand, I could,
No, Stacy Schumann used to be head of the boosters.
I can talk to the school department. That would be great. I know because Lonnie had noted before, because I talked about doing, yes, of course. So he had noted that they have a popcorn machine, like there's different things, because we had talked about maybe doing that. So maybe they could do even a little bit more than hot chocolate. That'd be a little moneymaker for them, right? Yeah, okay. Okay.
We could walk the parade. I can't. Good.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't do it.
We talked about it. Nobody's
Can't do
interested,
it.
but that's how you could get rid of that candy.
I've done many.
I emailed Matt and told him that we were not planning to do a float. I didn't mention walking. But the candy,
We got to get rid of it or it's going to get thrown out.
We can't do
Well,
anything with that.
Yeah. Just a thought, and I have with the federal credit board meeting right after this, so. Their characters, which I've done before. Again, they hand out candy.
Okay.
they have characters
They do, they have they have all kinds of characters.
in the parade.
Please get
Yeah.
dressed up and
Yeah.
walk the
And
parade.
as president, I got dressed up in the costume, I could only see my own feet, they had to walk me down Main Street. That's it. But they do have,
Like it's a
it's a
candy.
candy.
Yeah,
so
that's an
I
idea.
wanted to give it, so they can do it,
Okay.
maybe
Yeah.
that's an idea, or maybe.
Great
there's
idea.
something they would
So
like
why
to
don't you
share in that.
call them and say, would you
I'm
like a
going there
donation?
tonight, honey. Just
Do you want me to just give? it to
Ask
you
them
to
if they
bring,
want a
or-
candy donation.
Yes, I will.
We're willing to
Yes.
donate.
Okay.
What can we do to help make all of this happen? Priscilla's got the bell ringers. You're going to leave another message for Coda.
Mhm.
And he's going to look at candy with Federal Credit Union.
Does someone want to take on the microphone speaker task?
Who do we contact?
I mean, we could ask, it's the bar and restaurant right there. Sully's, they have they have bands come. I don't know if they bring their own.
They bring one out for the Memorial Day Parade for an official speech, prayer, a whole 9 yards every year.
Who brings it out?
Well, it's probably the Legion.
Ah, okay.
I'm not, again, it may be too late, too little, and I'd be fine with Anthony or Shannon or Amy or whoever from the council standing in front of us, a small crowd. And we have a lighting facility. Can we push a button or turn on a switch? And will these lights be on?
Remote control.
And
It'll
we'll
be
have a remote,
control.
and will they be on a timer?
Yes.
So there's a remote, someone
Be a
could,
remote or a Bluetooth app. It'll be able to be turned on remotely.
do you want me to contact Legion?
Yeah, if you could do that.
Do the
I know somewhere in the school or in the town, there's a speaker and a microphone.
Hillary.
Oh, that's,
You get
Even, does anybody know anybody?
Valerie that does the
Yeah.
flags.
After her.
Very involved.
so she, no,
She might
ooh,
know.
Do you have a,
She said, that I could give her cell phone out.
Yeah.
Um, I have it, but if you have it right there, that's even better.
I'm just trying to delegate, and you're gonna order lights. If we're gonna buy them from Ace and Paris.
I actually know the Ace Hardware's down in, Saco. I have a little connection, so worst case, we'd like to have someone in the community do it. But donations would be even better, right? So, that'll be my top priority after meeting.
I'm not supposed to tell you have any charge cards.
Pardon me?
We don't have any charge cards, do we? We go charge lights or something needed.
Oh, we have an account with the hardware store. Anthony has a charge
That's
card.
always a place to go because they do business with you.
Oh, I see what you're saying. We have an account, we do business there, which is another reason we support them. Ah, another selling point. Okay.
Ins and outs.
I mean, many of us are personal and close friends with the owner.
What is the owner's name?
Of Ace or Paris?
Eris is Ace. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Ace, or both, if you know.
His name is escaping me. Know him.
Yeah,
His name's escaping. me. Oh, yeah?
I don't know it.
Not to me.
Okay. So I do have a question. We talked about the signs welcoming to town on 202. And we had said, I was going to do sprays. And then someone said, well, what about window, like boxes? And I have window boxes at home I could use, but I looked at them, they're little. They're not really gonna cut the mustard. So then then I'll be back to attaching sprays to like the posts. And so, if someone has an idea about boxes to use to stick things in, otherwise I'll head in that direction.
Raise. I think
I loved the other idea.
it's my personal experience hanging a wreath on a road.
Hmm.
Hold on, don't let that go away. The bigger, the better, or you won't see it.
Yeah.
Massive red bow, or you won't see it, especially from the road. Welcome to Winthrop.
Yeah, and then we talked about a solar uplight, spotlight, and be checking with Kevin on that. Okay.
Okay.
Does anyone have, oh, I just want to mention too, Nick reached out, Nick Shelton, the shop hop. He wanted to know if we were doing the tree lighting, and I did tell him we are doing tree lighting.
Okay.
So, because,
And that's one of the places, I'm a member of a chat.
I am
It's
too.
Main Street. And they were talking about, and that's one of the public forums that I said, we are hoping to
Okay.
get tree lighting after. Never said anything more than that. They're all excited about it, but
Yeah.
wanted to start. And the one last thing we have not talked about is how do we promote this?
well, they're promoting it somewhat, because they're going to promote it with the shop hop.
Well, they haven't said word boo because we haven't.
Yeah, we didn't confirm it.
Yeah.
And now we have a 4:30 time. I mean, we can do some of the same things we did, town website, Facebook page, asking people to post on the other Winthrop, community pages,
Create an event, please, so it can be shared.
and put in people's
Little
calendar.
newspaper
And then, flyer in the window of businesses. We had done that for the trunk or treat. Is anyone good with graphics, creating?
So there was the thing for everybody just reposted as part of.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just go and get a GIF, it's not hard to do. Right on top of it.
They just Belgrade reader that they advertise.
Oh, I didn't know someone had.
Where's for events?
Yeah, they do, and there's a real deadline, and the only person I knows that is Mary Richards, so I will ask her.
Okay.
You can't get, I have.
Unless you know it, Priscilla. Okay, yes.
Is this something that goes to everyone's home?
Yes, it's free, and I get it in my post.
Where do you get it in my mail?
It's still.
Read it.
Lake Region Reader,
I have it.
yes, but it's.
I'll reach out to the school department again.
And it, but it was in tandem
I
with
read
it was
it.
running,
I read it, so
all that.
I didn't know it came back.
you don't get it in your box, because you don't live
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
We need a graphic made.
Yeah.
Can someone in the office make one real fast?
Can ask Deb if that's, oh, she's not here right now.
Use AI.
Oh, of course. Oh my gosh. All right. That's a great idea.
I mean, I could do it. Any one of us could do it. You got it. Could you distribute it to us ASAP?
Yes.
We'll start posting.
So the town just got some kind of license with ChatGPT where we can get more information when we make requests. So I said, yes, I'd like to be part of that license. So now I have it. So we'll see, like, it'd be more encompassing, I guess. So I will do that and I will send it to you all. Okay. I think that's
So
everything.
I've got microphone. You've you've got lights from beginning to end.
Yep. I'll have them
Okay.
and I'll have them put up. Did we decorate?
You know, that when we pull them down, there's a big. Let me do it with you.
Oh, I get it.
Well, and the other
Got
thing,
a bag that they.
when I went to
Right.
the
Go to
Starbucks
Rich bag.
today, and on their railing, they have. And I
Kind of decorations.
use the bungee cords.
Oh,
We should
Yeah,
do
I
that.
can take all it
I
out.
got zip ties because I
think,
Hmm.
yeah,
and you could get.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got to get a big bin to put all our stuff in.
Oh, it's coming down Saturday or.
No, but you. Yes and no, because they're
Take
reusable,
'em to.
zip ties and not.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So AI from Zoom is going to create a recording of this. I'm going to send it to you all. No, it's not the minutes. It's in it. Well, there'll be things that in there that aren't correct, but it does do a summary and action items. So what we're talking about now will be captured in terms of who's going to help follow up on some things. A link to,
She sends actually
I'm going to send you a document. that-
and I will say
Jen
that
will
I
download it.
recently got a link and I had to log in and I don't have a login.
Oh, see, so we'll make a document from it, copy and paste into a document.
Is
Just
it-
that.
Yeah, and I don't,
Yes, you need the town's login to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
asked for it and it never came to me, so
Mm. Okay, which meeting was that?
CPIC.
Okay. It's posted online on the town website and then it was. Oh, I can correct that date. Thank
Wouldn't
you.
even notice. Thank you, Priscilla.
Oh, yes.
What's wrong?
So, at the next meeting, that'll be before the 5th, so everything should be in hand. And we can, if everyone can watch those videos in advance, we can continue those discussions and,
Well, I think your date is wrong for the next meeting.
yeah, it's the 3rd. I'm gonna go online and correct that.
May I make a suggestion? I think you're gonna need more than one meeting before. putting all that Christmas stuff together.
We typically don't.
You don't think so?
if you think we need to talk again, and I would leave this in your hands.
I feel like if there's a concern about something getting done, I'll reach out and like to a couple of individuals as opposed to try to coordinate.
And Betty, if the only thing that happens is a tree is lit and Anthony stands in front of it. Success.
Yeah.
We'll do better next year.
Right. I think that, and as I've said repeatedly, it's an ugly tree, but when it has lights on it, it's gonna be beautiful.
But I don't think.
A lot of lights, yes.
What color lights
Big
are we
one.
doing?
The ones that change color?
And what colors are we gonna pick?
Oh. Whatever you all want.
All white to go with the, like, um,
The poles and the snowflakes, yeah. It's up to you, but you'll have choices.
If you're gonna go with white, it's a lot.
yes. That's what if you're gonna do,
You mean for the tree? Because we're not going to have a tree at St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's Day.
we could,
We could.
but I get why you're going in that direction, and when you're picking the light color,
Yeah.
when they're all connected, do they all have to be the same color? Or can it be a red strand, a green strand, a white strand, a red strand, a green strand,
Obviously,
all wired together? And or do they all have to be red? Or white or green?
Or all green and white.
Or can they, and are these lights, could they switch from white to green to red?
If you don't want ones that are changeable,
We don't,
then I would probably do white. That what?
I don't, and I'm asking legitimate questions about what are we
Yeah.
getting? Can we have the lights change, which is very costly and lights, but Brent makes a very valid, if we're just gonna do white for Christmas, go with everything else.
Mm-hmm.
The sounds change. Whoever's gonna do it synced with base. When you're not there.
Yeah. They have remotes and it's usually, but if, I'm happy to do whatever you guys want. If white's easy.
This year, let's start. Eight.
I was gonna say that
Then
this
we
year,
can-
yeah.
They're definitely inexpensive compared.
Not my favorite, but,
We could do Easter.
oh, yeah. That was white.
It's all on you. You're given an option here of what, Brent makes a very valid point. And I'm really concerned about, is it by strand or by strand? Is it all one color when they're all hooked together? Or is
They're
it
the same
strand to
brand they
strand
usually
and-
do.
We've got some LEDs. Like these are electric.
Yeah.
Okay, so they may be.
That was one of the things was connectable because I had to return some because they weren't connectable. I know that now. So you have some that are connectable that are,
They're not, they're just, it's a
One-
solar panel and 100 lights over 20 feet.
are they big lights or little
They're
lights?
just little.
Yeah.
And
You
they're
can
in
see 'em
direct,
Way down in the very back end.
and then but they're getting direct sunlight every day.
For the most part.
Yeah, we've tried them in our woods and they don't
Yeah,
recharge well.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Also,
it, you gotta be direct sunlight, which you could set the solar panel. I don't think we're going solar, we're going electric, and
The solar one that I had for the one that I did keep, you can charge that with USB-C, or you can use the solar, but they weren't end-to-end connectable. They were more money. I mean, I guess we can always use white lights. If we get white lights, we can use them for something, continue this discussion around.
I think at Lowe's, a set of 100 or 200 of those lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
even the
Those are
larger
easy to-
bulbs are less expensive.
Okay.
How many bulbs are you looking at? 100 per strand?
Well, it depends on the length of the strand. I was looking to see what they were carrying locally.
Big as a tree.
Again, I would say that we get 3,000 this year, and then if that's not enough, so be it. If we work on it next year, just like if it's Anthony in the tree, that's all it is, you know?
Mhm.
Get bell ringers or whatever, you know, it is what it is.
Okay, I'll keep you posted so you're not
Trust it.
sweating. Yep, yep. Fair enough.
Again, we have no commitment to anyone. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but wouldn't we be disappointed if it didn't?
Yes,
right?
I was disappointed
We know
at Halloween.
Earlier next year.
Well, not, it, practically white is because we didn't get to Halloween because we wouldn't.
Yeah. The one, I did have ones that could be orange and purple.
Lights.
Well, they were there, but they were,
Lights is all on you.
yep.
You get to pick what we need in perpetuity or just for Christmas.
I was just offered a bunch of white lights from a business, so I'm gonna follow up with them and see, from my family business, actually, and follow up with them and see if that's still an option. Yeah,
Even the kiss.
'cause they get them at cost from Ace down there, so
They the big.
I don't know, I'm gonna follow up with that now, when we're done here. At the time, I said, oh, we're gonna get ones that change colors and blah, 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 but
I'm gonna go.
thank you all for coming.
Very arrow, I guess.